of college football.
It is that time of year again.
College football, it is back.
Here in Boulder, Colorado, right now is the epicenter of college football.
It's time. Let's go.
Welcome to RobDaManMedia with co-host Coach Dre.
Boom, man. We are back at it, man. My brother from another mother, Coach Dre, will be here in just a moment. But y'all got me, man. This is RobDaManMedia, baby. Man, we back with another, man. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you're on Instagram right now, just come over to YouTube, man. Y'all can comment. Now, if you're on the YouTube side, especially beginning January 1st, 2025, everything in the conversation is going to be members only. So right now, you better get in and get this membership right now, because we're going to go to a members only conversation. We're going to start doing more things differently on the channel, but we're going to have a members only live that's going to be dropped and then dropped out to the public. So, man, join the membership today. We're going to bring some more new things to the channel. We got some sponsors that's going to be kicking in January 1st. So there's a lot of things that's going to be moving for RobDaManMedia and the way we're going to be hosting these shows on a week-to-week basis. So y'all can catch us on Mondays. Y'all can catch us on Wednesdays, on Fridays, and on Sundays every week starting in 2025. That's going to be the new schedule, layout, rollout. So, hey, if you want to chat, get that membership, because once we go to members only, you won't even better watch the live unless you're a member. So get that membership today. Let's get this thing cracked up. Let's get this thing cranked, man. Salute to everybody that's in the building, wherever you watching this on. If you're watching this on X, if you're watching this on Instagram right now, if you're watching it on YouTube, man, we appreciate you. Shout out to Miss E. Willer becoming a new member today. It is out, so you can become a member today to join the chat and let's have some fun moving forward. Shout out to Shaking Hands with Destiny. We see you past the PC, man. We appreciate you. Shout out to Miss Jennifer. Shout out to Miss Phyllis in the building. Shout out to Mr. Randall. So let's get into it, man. My brother, he's going to be coming up here in just a second. He's handling some things. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, bam, we back. So, give me. Let's see, man. What up, bro? All right, y'all. So give me 1 second, man. We got some people that's gonna come up here and talk today too, also. And we're gonna look back at the season, but we also gonna look forward, moving forward, right? We're gonna talk about some transfer portal things that's going on with some of these teams, some coaching jobs that's that's coming up, some openings, some firing, some teams that's going through some destruction right now. So we're gonna see a lot of things moving here in a second. So shout out to my brother from another mother, Coach Dre, in the building, man. Coach Dre, how you feeling?
Oh, man, we feeling good. We feeling blessed. Just glad to see another day. Sit here and talk Bucks football. So, it's always a great thing. We can talk about these guys and put this light on them like they need to be put it on.
All right, so listen, we got one of the OG from our old panel days. When we used to start this thing, Edison in the building today. Oh boy, what's going on, Edison?
What's up, Rob? What's up, Coach Dre? How y'all doing, man? It's been a minute.
What's going on, bro? How you feeling, man? How you feeling? Glad to hear from you.
Oh man, I'm feeling great. We had a great season. Well, we wanted more, but it is what it is. Still happy with how everything turned out. We're ready for the transfer portal, man. Ready for next season. Let's get it, because next season is gonna be way better than this one.
I know y'all say he been hiding, man. It's cause his Jets, man. That's why he been hiding. But he back. He back. We got
Not
to talk
too
some
much,
Colorado
bro.
football, right? We gotta talk Colorado football. So now
We gonna
we
pretend it
good.
don't exist.
Yeah, we good now. But man, what is a pleasure to have you back on the platform, talking some Colorado Bus football. So when y'all both look at this season, I'm gonna kick it to Edison first, then I'm coming to Coach Drake. When you look at this past season, what was you most satisfied out of this season?
Ooh, what I was most satisfied with out of the season is the defense, man. It's the defense because from where we were last year to what we were able to accomplish this year, man, it's like night and day, bro. Like I could remember back to that UCF game. That was the game for me that made me realize like this difference is for real. Like you got, and then just to see like players like Cam, coming from Jackson State, really get his shot to really show what he could do to be one of the best safeties in the country, in my opinion. That was just like the most satisfying thing for me.
Okay. Go ahead, Coach Drake.
I mean, what it boils down to is we showed people what guys like myself, like yourself, and some other guys. We told y'all you just got to be patient. You got to wait. And you got to do what's right. I knew what Coach Prime was building. Nobody looked at the bigger picture. Everybody just looked at the short term. And because he said, I want to win now and I got to do this and I got to do that. Well, that's what a football coach is supposed to do. He's not finna go out here and say, "Oh, we gonna be mediocre. We gonna be this, and this, and then and just give me whatever." He went out and put his best foot forward, and we knew that once we got the right players and the right coaches in here, that we was gonna be able to do what we did this year. It's a great season. Uh, you took over a 1-8 team. You won 4 games, and now with a chance to win 10, the Heisman Trophy winner on your team. Uh, a bunch of other awards. I feel like we should have a couple of All-Americans on our team, and things of that nature. And then you're going to have at least 6 to 7 draft picks on your football team, and that's not to go with the kids that probably will get signed off of free agency. And then the professionals that you're going to put into the world of business with these young men that they might not be professional football players, but they're going to be great professionals in something else that they do. And that's always a plus for a football coach. I think people get beside themselves when they think about football coaches, and I don't never want to be judged by how many kids I put in the NFL and all of that. I want to be judged by how many great men I produce, how many great husbands I produce, and things of that nature. That's what you really want to be. That's what I really want to be counted on, not how many 5 stars I coached or all of that, because every 5-star ain't gonna be. They might not turn out to be great young men because you letting them go off of their potential and not off of what we should be doing. So that's the biggest thing is I take from this season is the way we've grown as a football team for these young men that just came in here and just became brothers. Nobody thought Coach Prime could do this, but again, we told y'all we had saw this book written before. We just were gonna change the name. Just we're gonna change the name. So when you change the names, it's gonna be another chapter wrote next year. All it's gonna change is the names for us. But these seniors that's leaving, they laid a brick foundation. They didn't leave. They did a cement foundation is what they laid. Now we gonna build a house brick by brick, and the Colorado Buffaloes are gonna be something to deal with moving forward.
Man,
Reach, Pastor Dre.
it's gonna be definitely a sight to see, for sure. Hey, Deb, I just dropped a link for you. But man, it's definitely gonna be a sight to see when you look about what's transpired this season. For what I want to know, give me 2 guys offensively, give me 2 guys defensively that you two players that went to another level that you wasn't expecting to go to that level this year.
Go ahead, Edison.
You
Go
want me
ahead.
to go first, Coach? All
Go
right,
ahead,
for
Edison.
me, all right, I'm gonna start on the defense. Is Levante Bentley for me, man. I'll admit it. In the offseason, I didn't think he was gonna be able to produce what he did this season. I thought he was gonna be good for us, but I didn't know he was gonna play at that level that consistently almost every game. And then the second one for me is Colton Hood, man. Because I already know what to expect from Cam and the other guys, especially the guys in the D line. But Colton Hood for a freshman, retro freshman, that game against Arizona, the way he shut down McMillan. Like honestly, if we didn't have Travis or DJ, he could have been one of the starter for us. He would have been just fine. Like that's how amazing he was to me, and he didn't even play a lot of snaps either. And for offense, Lejonte, man, Lejonte Wester. I know he was gonna be good, but that dude, he just like every time you watch the game, it's like he's always open, and it's like he never drops a ball. Every time Shooter throw it to him, he catches it, always getting yards after the catch. Like he's like really amazing. To be honest with you, like I really think he might be a top 3 round draft pick. I might be crazy, but I really think he might be a top 3 round draft pick. And the second one for me, it's Kareem Harden for the offense. Because you think about it from last year's offensive line, the way everything went, I really thought he was gonna leave. And even after he didn't leave, I didn't think he was gonna play. I'm gonna be real. I just thought he was gonna be on the team, probably play like when on mop-up duties. But for him to play the way he did, and when he played, you didn't really hear his name get called like that. Like once or twice a game for maybe a hold or a 4-star or something like that. But he really improved, stayed down, didn't transfer, didn't quit, didn't leave. Nah, he really impressed me this year. Kareem, you got it, bro.
Go ahead, Drake, because I'm gonna repeat the question back to Dev, and then we're gonna I'm gonna kick it right back to you for the super chat, Coach Drake.
For defense, for me, it's gonna be Amari McNeil. I saw spurts from him last year, but what he did this year at that defensive tackle spot, being player of the week in the Big 12, uh, he just really jumped off the screen for me a lot this year. But that was a big plus at that defensive tackle when people said we didn't have size and we didn't have it on the inside. And then the other guy is gonna be Sam Oka from Pitt. I had watched Dalen Hayden. I had watched that guy at Pitt Hayes, and I knew what he was, but I just hadn't seen Sam like that. And the way he came, it looked like the defense came alive when Sam got out there. We started to get more sacks and things of that nature. So those would be my two for defense. And on offense, Cash Cleveland up front. The kid just is the epitome of what you want in a football player. No stars, but he played at IMG, so you knew he had played against top-notch competition. And for him to come out and do what he did and step right in, again, he got that star spot. He hasn't relinquished it since. So he would be one. And then the other freshman, Draylon Miller. What that kid was able to do as a true freshman is amazing. And that's to every recruit that's watching. If you come in here, you work hard, you do what you're supposed to do, this is what it'll get you. Coach Prime is not telling you to come in here in red shirt and just sit behind these guys. If you can come in here and drive the bus. And that's what these young men, those two guys on offense did for us. So I'm proud of those guys, and those would be my two guys on offense.
All right, so Dev, the question is
real quick. Hold on. Can I have an honorable mention?
Yeah, go ahead.
Arden Walker. I'm mad I left him out, but Arden, bro, the way he set the edge in the run game, the sack next year, I'm gonna say it now. He's gonna lead the team in sack next year.
All right, so Dev, the question was who offensively, you got two players, offensive, defensively, who surprised you the most looking back at this season?
Okay, who surprised me the most? And what's up, y'all? How y'all feeling today? Offensively, I would say I'm gonna go with Lejonte as one. Obviously, we saw what he was able to do at FAU. He put up, 110 catches, close to 1,200 yards last year, 8 touchdowns. But sometimes you look at it and say, hey, he did it on the lower level. Can he do it on this, on the P5 level? You assume he can. But going into the season, I think we knew his production. We assumed his production would be down. We said, hey, if he can catch, 50 catches and maybe 600 yards and maybe keep his 8 touchdowns, that'll be a good year for him, considering he's coming into a big, a wide receiver room that's deep. Shoot, he surpassed that. He's up to, 900 yards receiving, the most touchdowns he's had in the season. So I would definitely go with LeJohntay because he exceeded, not necessarily what he may have expected for himself, but kind of what I would have expected based on the room he was coming into. So I think maybe another 100, a little bit over 100 yards, he might be able to get 1,000. So that'll be real good, real big on a big stage. And I would probably say, man, Coach, y'all named some good ones. I mean, Cash Cleveland coming in. I would say Cash Cleveland. I think that's the biggest surprise. If I had to say a surprise, just because again, a walk on, he's not the biggest guy in the least bit. Not taking snaps with the 1s and 2s, and then you just throw him in, and he performs week after week after week. And honestly, when you just look at it from the eye test, he only gave up. It looks like he only had maybe 2 bad plays, and that was in the Kansas game. So just to throw him in again as a walk on, he just he wanted to ride with his dog Jordan Seaton, come over and just get an opportunity. So for him to come in and do that, I would definitely probably go with Cash Cleveland. Of course, you got Jordan Seaton, but we expected him to do great. But again, true freshman, you never know. Defensively, Nikhil Green, he's somebody else that, he went to Michigan, right? Cool, you go to Michigan, you play a little bit, on the championship team. Whatever happens after that, then you end up at Charlotte. You had to go down a level. Balled out, right? But it's like, okay, can you come over and do the same thing? When we heard him talk, in the different interviews he did, he sounded good. I'm saying he sounded like he was the guy, had the the brain and all that to go with it. He looked the part. But for him to come in, he didn't really play much game 1, kind of got in a little bit game 2, and then to take off like he did. And when you watch it, you can hear it on the screen. You know what I'm saying? Like, you at the game, you can hear when he hit somebody. So I think Nakai definitely was somebody who probably surprised me a little bit. And Edison came in and stole one, man, from me on that last second. But not Tajay McCoy, Arden Walker. Arden was somebody, it almost seemed like it's cool. It's cool that you're on the team, but, I'm not necessarily expecting a lot. But he definitely showed up in a deep D-line room. And then Keaton Wade, man. As another little pick that I'm sliding there, Keaton Wade definitely showed up. Showed I was cool at Kentucky, right? Didn't play a whole lot, but he was cool. And then to miss, half the season and just jump out there every single time he touched the field, he getting a sack. Every single time Keaton Wade get in the game, he gonna do something. So those are my picks, man. Like I said, Nakai, Keaton / Arden Walker, Cash Cleveland, and LeJohntay.
Hey, that threw me off. But so here's my offensive player. I'm gonna give y'all 1 and 1. My offensive player that surprised the most was Phillip Houston, the right tackle. Because no one had him booked in at that right tackle. Nobody had him even, possibly getting on the field. You thought that was gonna be Khalil Benson, and it was a lock, in a sense. So when you look at that and what Phillip Houston did most of the season, I think a lot of people forgot about that person that's our book right in, which now is going to be home to Cartier's boss man Smitty. But we gonna see, right? Because you still got to come in, he got to earn it. But at the end of the day, what Phillip Houston did at that right tackle position, he had his ups and downs, but he stayed consistent throughout the game. So man, I just got to give credit there because I think that's a name that people don't even really talk about. So right tackle Phillip Houston, I'm gonna go there. Defensive wise, The person that surprised me the most, I really didn't have one, but because I just seen this defense get better and better throughout the offseason. I've seen the brotherhood come together. So I really don't have that one particular player. But what I will say is if I had to put something on it, I'll put DJ. Because some of the flaws that DJ showed at Oklahoma State, he learned from those mistakes and got better at Colorado. So I'll go with DJ McKinney on defense. So let me answer the super. I'm gonna have Coach Dre answer the super chat because I don't want to go too far without answering the super chat. So salute to everybody. With what's going on in college, what you recommend to parents and kids of high schools to get in college and to transfer players? So Coach Dre, what would you recommend right now, looking at the landscape of how the rosters are being set at 105 now? What would you recommend for any high school student or transfer kid in the portal right now? Shoot, Lawrence RBE for that super chat. Coach Ray, you here? All right, I'll answer some of it till Coach Ray come back. Give me thumbs up if everybody can hear me. I think I'm tripping.
Nah, you good.
Okay, we good. Okay. All right, I
You're
thought
good, bro.
so.
I hear you.
Okay, good. All right, so listen, I'll answer some of this. When you look at the landscape right now of any kid right now, I don't care what your how committed you are to a school. The best thing I can recommend that you do, if you're not coming in early, don't sign. Do not sign on December 4th. Don't sign. Don't sign on Wednesday. I'm telling you this right now. If you are not coming in to be an early enrollee and you think about going to play the big time program, I would not sign on Wednesday. Here's why.
I'm back.
When
I'm
you
back. I'm back.
Okay, I got you. I'm gonna kick it right back to you. When you look at the landscape of all the coaching moves that's happening right now, that's transpiring. When you look at all the player movement, because a lot of these kids got to go somewhere because the roster is going to 105. If you got 150, 60 kids on your roster, you got to get out to 105. So if you're a high school recruit, you're walking into a situation where unless you come there early, that's the only chance you got to understand where you gonna fit at on this 105 roster. If you're coming in the spring, in the summer, if you're coming in the summertime, you might not even have a spot. You might be forced to go somewhere else that you don't even want to go. So why not reopen your recruitment right now? Now, if you're a kid that's at a school right now, the best thing I can tell you is you better start planning out what you want to do right now when you're going to transfer portal. You better be calling somebody right now, building some type of relationship with whoever was recruiting you before you went to the school you went to, because you're going to have some problems in this transfer portal because it's only down to 105 players. So I'm gonna kick this thing over to Coach Dre because I got more commentary on this whole situation, and this situation that I really want to get into, and I really want to have this conversation. But I'm gonna kick it to Coach Dre right now so he can give you from a different point of view before I go into what I'm finna say about this.
Well, hey, ask the question again because I didn't hear.
Okay, so it's the super chat. So it's basically with the rosters being set at 105 moving forward. What would you recommend parents and kids of high school recruits and college transfer portal kids? What would you recommend to them right now?
To weigh your options and do what's best for you. Hold on 1 second. To do what's best for them. What's gonna happen is this is about the rich. This is about them SEC teams, the Nebraskas, the Blue Bloods that's been holding on to 140 to 150 kids. And disguising it under the deception of walk-ons. For a lot of people, this is what happens to certain schools and stop kids from going to HBCUs and FCS schools. So it's a kid who has an offer, let's say from a Jackson State or Bethune-Cookman, Florida A&M, a James Madison or something like that, right? But he a good kid, but a place like Alabama don't want to waste a scholarship. Well, what they'll do is they'll say, hey, you can be a preferred walk-on. And what preferred walk-on is yes, he's paying for school, but 9 times out of 10, this kid has the money and the resources, or the school is going to find a way to find the money and the resources for this kid to come to the University of Alabama instead of him going to this HBCU or this James Madison or this Charleston Southern, Georgia Southern, and schools like that. They'll go and sit on the bench at Alabama, Florida, Tennessee, Georgia, just to say that they're on these teams. So what the NCAA is trying to do is stop them from doing that. So what we're saying now is everybody's on scholarship. So there's no preferred walk-ons, and because there's a difference between a preferred walk-on and a regular walk-on. The preferred walk-ons usually get treated like the scholarship players, right? Because again, it's a chance that one of these kids could come in and be a Cash Cleveland. I know he good, but just in case he ain't, it ain't like he was on scholarship. But if he is, next year we'll make sure we go find him. We'll make sure that we give him a scholarship. So what they're doing now is saying, hey, no, everybody's on scholarship that's on your roster. There's no preferred walk-ons. There's no hiding kids. And so what this does is it hurts the bigger schools, but it helps the HBCUs, the Division I AAs, the Division IIs. These schools will get better talent now, and kids will be more accept to listen to these schools because, unbeknownst to a lot of y'all, a lot of parents and kids, they shun off these offers when they think their kid a 3 or 4 star. They shun off these HBCU offers or these lower levels. If it's not a big name school, they'll shun them off like they don't mean nothing instead of thanking these people, because this is what I tell my kids all the time. You never know. Coaches are moving up in the ranks every day and getting bigger and better jobs. Now this man done came and recruited you and you done and shoved him off. Now he done got a big job and now you calling him up because you want his help, but now he ain't gonna help you because you thought you didn't think what he was before was good enough. So that's what this is really about. It's really more about stopping these, like you heard Matt Rule, and it's not just to be picking on Nebraska because we don't like Nebraska. But Matt Rule said they were gonna have to say goodbye to 20 or 30 kids. That means you were over the limit of kids you were supposed to have if you got to say goodbye to 20 or 30 kids. Because the roster is supposed, I think, last year you could have 125 to 130. You telling me you got to say goodbye to 20 or 30 kids, you was over the number.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying? So that's what this is really about. It's really about trying to even the playing field. And then this is the biggest thing. That preferred walk-on thing with this NIL deal thing now, the kids that's really making the real NIL money, they can pay for school, right? And so now that's a scholarship that the school can use because I can pay for school and I don't have to. They don't have to use my scholarship because I can pay for school. And now you got a big time All-American football player on your team that he paying for himself to go to school, and you able to go out and get another top tier ball player, which that's still probably gonna happen to a degree, but it's just levels to this, and that's just another way the NCAA is trying to stop it from being the way it is. The NCAA loves what college football is right now. They love this chaos because of the simple fact is it makes more money.
Yes.
Everybody was really even across the board this year. The SEC beat up on each other. The ACC beat up on each other. The Big Ten beat up on each other. The Big 12 beat up on each other. It was any given Saturday somebody was going to lose. A big name was going to lose. We saw that this week. If you was a betting man, you put your money on Ohio State this weekend, boy, you lost. You see what I'm saying? So it comes down to them trying to keep the playing field even, and this also is going to help the HBCU lane because now more kids, you will see more better ball players going to the HBCU level.
You hit it right there on the head, Coach Ray. With what's going on right now and the roster limits being set at 105, you're going to see a trickle down effect of a lot of players, right? Because one, what is really going to happen? Teams gonna get down to 115, and the reason why I'm saying 115 and the roster limit set at 105 is because you have to be on scholarship, but that don't mean you got a full ride for every 105 kid. You might have a partial, you might have a half, but every kid gotta be on scholarship. So if you are a smart person in this situation, you're trying to get to 90 scholarship players, right? From 91 to 105, you split those in half. You add 2 players for the price of 1. That's what you're going to see a lot of the SEC schools do to maneuver the system, because you don't got to add everybody on a full ride. So with that being a partial or a half, you can maneuver to them a scholarship for 2 people. So you're going to see some type of maneuver in that situation to try to debunk the situation. But when it's all said and done, all the top schools going to lose at least 30 players, guaranteed, just off of they got to cut them. And so, as you're seeing right now, you're seeing a lot of these kids hit the portal. And the portal ain't technically open till next Monday. Once they hit Sunday night, midnight Eastern Standard Time, the portal is open. But what you're seeing right now is you're seeing kids already hitting the portal because they don't want to wait till next Monday to get their name in there. And so, if any big-time players hitting the portal, guess what that happens? Now you got to recount for who's signing on Wednesday. What kid at school gonna tell, hey man, we can't take you no more because this kid didn't hit the portal. We can't take you no more. Like we got bigger fish to fry. And so now you're gonna see who's really important in the high school recruiting and who ain't. And this is what I'm saying. If you're a high school recruit right now, right? Because that's the main question, right? If you're not coming to play in the spring for winter conditioning and play in the spring game, you might want to rethink your situation right now and put yourself in a better situation. Because if you go out here and you commit to this school and then ultimately you end up getting cut, guess what? Now you back in the same situation. So you might as well recalibrate your situation. So the teams that's going to benefit are the teams that's already under 105 right now. Those are the teams that's going to benefit. Right? So, like, we take Colorado in the situation. Colorado sits in a situation where they're under the 105 currently right now. And then they're going to lose 24 seniors. Then on top of that, any kid that's a junior that's going to the NFL draft is another kid that's lost. And so when you look at it, technically right now, we're going to add 15 players. If you look at all the commitments that we have, it's 15 players. It's going to be anywhere between 15 and 20. Like I've been saying all year long before this thing even came in this, that, and the third. I've been telling you it's going to be about between 15 to 20 players. I've been setting that range, and that's what it's been. So now with those 20 players being added, you're basically just taking the seniors that you lost and replacing them with the players in high school. So now whatever you got, that's your margin of how many players you can bring in from the transfer portal. So there's an avenue, there's a way to make everything work out to get to the 105. But the key thing is, and why you're seeing so much player movement this offseason, this is going to be the most movement you're going to see in college football this offseason due to the fact that the roster size is 105. You're going to see some big-time names, and it's going to get ugly. It's going to get real ugly. So right now, if the math is right, we got about 15 spots open right now for the portal. Right now. And that's without anybody else leaving. So I'm talking about just the seniors leaving, and whoever junior that's going to the draft, plus the high school kids that we got currently that's going to sign on Wednesday. We got about 15 spots open right now currently. CU does. So CU's in a great spot. But you know what happens when you start bringing in kids from the portal, somebody going to want to hit the portal because they may not be happy about you just upgraded a position. So I'm telling you this right now. If we lose somebody at the University of Colorado, do not get mad because fan favorites are going to come and they going to go. Some of these kids gonna have to make the best decision for them. And I'm gonna say this again. If a kid from you hits the portal, do not be upset. Because I promise you, we're gonna elevate whatever that position that kid just left, we're gonna elevate to something even better. So don't be upset.
Man, you know that's not gonna matter. People still gonna get mad. It is what it is.
But you can't. That. But what I'm saying is, we saw last year that what I'm saying is these kids are doing whatever that's best for them. Even when you listen to the boys from IMG, he told you in his thank you statement that he has an agent. So these young men are not just solely making these decisions by themselves. They have their parents. Now they can have agents in college. So all we saying is don't bash the kid because he wants to leave. That's his
Oh
prerogative.
no.
And no, I'm not saying that you. I'm just saying all I'm telling you is I know for a fact that it's kids that left our program this year that they still in contact with Coach Prime. Coach Prime still make sure they good, makes checks on them, and make sure they straight. So Coach Prime is not really shocked by none of these moves. That's because he has a relationship with these guys to where these guys will come in and tell him straight up, "Hey, coach, this is what I'm doing." And one thing about Coach Prime is he's a parent first. So he gonna ask him why. He gonna want to know, and all he asking them to do is have a plan when you saying you going in that portal. Because there's kids in the portal from last year, and now we already telling y'all that it's gonna be a lot of more kids in the portal than is normally getting in the portal because of the simple fact is they got to cut rosters. So you just got to have a plan if you go into that portal right now. You really got to have a plan.
Just think logically right now. A 5-star wide receiver just hit the portal, who shut it down in the middle of the season and just hit the portal. That
Oh,
normally
Michael
does
Hudson,
that.
right?
So what you're seeing is you're seeing players get ahead of the game right now. You can't wait till Monday to say I'm going to the portal. You got to hit the portal now. If you leaving, you got to hit the portal now.
And also, like, there's also gonna be a grace period for the teams that's in the playoffs as well. So it's gonna be players from those teams that's gonna hit the portal.
No grace period. No grace period. They got 20 days.
That's it. So like last year, if you in the playoffs, they don't give you an extension.
You get 5
No,
days.
you got 20.
Playoff
Yeah.
teams get 5 days after their game, their last game. You get 5 days.
I
But
don't know. I gotta
but
make a phone call because I thought when the coach came to us today, I thought our head coach asked, and I thought they said that no, it was straight. You got to know. That's why the boy from Georgia, because people want to know why the boy from Georgia left, knowing that them boys got a chance to go to the playoffs and stuff like that. I think they got to make a decision within them 20 days.
yeah,
At least get them put their name in.
that's what I was going to get to. That's the point I was going to get to. So, in past times, you get 5 days after you play a game to make a decision. Well, this year, because it streamlined so long last season, they trying to cut it down from streaming so long. So now you see a kid that's at Georgia that started 10 games out of the 12 games, and he said he hit in the portal, right? When that in the past didn't happen, you could play out your games, but now if you was looking at a corner, you need a big time corner. Now his value just went up because he like, oh, I played at Georgia. I started 10 games. Da 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 da. So this year they are making changes, and that's why I said you're seeing a lot of these kids make decisions now because you can't wait till Monday. If you wait till Monday, you might not have a market. If you somebody big time that's trying to go somewhere, if you don't put your name in now, you might not have a market when it comes to Sunday night at midnight. People are doing a lot of different things, and teams are maneuvering a lot of different ways differently this offseason. And when Prime said I'm hitting the portal hard, it's because some of these players that said no to CU don't got no choice but to probably double down and come back. That's big time players because the situation they in, they lost. They gambled, they took the money, and they lost. And so now you're going to see a trickle down effect of the players that didn't play, that were freshmen, that didn't play, players that they took the money and the situation didn't work out what they had, or something happened with the coaching staff, you're gonna see them players at the portal right now, and that's what you're seeing. Go ahead, Dave, if you want to go ahead and input on it.
No, I was just gonna kind of respond to the question as far as like what a high school player and family should do, and kind of piggyback. Coach Dre kind of said it. If you one of those guys, right, like just you got to be realistic with your talent level, right? Like if you got a bunch of FCS offers, a bunch of FCS offers, some HBCU offers, and maybe you got one, big Power 5 offer, maybe two, right? Maybe you're not that caliber player yet, right? So don't sit around and wait to say, now I'm waiting for the right one. I want to get this big one. You need to kind of know what again, kind of be mindful of like, what kind of player am I really, at least right now? And being that roster size is going to get small, don't overlook them offers, man. Like you might got to take what you can get while you can get it. If you wait and you wait and you wait, you might wait too long. Because like you said, the transfer portal open up.
Hey, Dave, I'm going to come right back to you. It's just on my mind when you said that. You could do exactly what that kid that committed to Georgia State did, right? He committed to Georgia State and just kept getting better and better throughout the season. And Georgia came in and offered him and got him to flip to Georgia at the last minute. That's what you should be doing now.
Mm-hmm. Take what you can get so you can have something locked in, right? Like lock something in. And if it just happens to work out for you, then cool, you can change your mind. But I've seen players, saying, wait. They committed to the public and then called the school and said, yeah, I'm coming. And the school was like, no, you're not. It's too late. So they had to, say it's worked out for them. They had to take another route. But again, you can't wait, especially in this new landscape of college football where, again, y'all talking about the scholarship numbers are going down. So that's 20 something less guys that can be on the team. And you add in transfer players. Well, yes, excuse me, not as far as scholarships, but just players on the team in general.
Yeah, player on the team. Yeah.
Yeah, players on the team in general. But then you add in transfer portal players, not only transfer portal players from FBS, from Power 5, but you're talking about transfer portal players from every other lower level, somebody who might have balled out in FCS or balled out of HBCU or balled out at D2. And now they coming up like they ahead of you, right? As a high school player, especially if you not if you a 5-star, 4-star, cool, right? Like you kind of got it locked in. But if you just if you just an average player, just you're a good player. Like I tell people all the time when they talk about stars and they try to downplay, oh, this kid only a 3-star. He ain't that good. He only a 3-star. And I say, go find the best player on your local high school team that you swear up and down is the dog. And I bet you got no stars. So the stars don't matter, right?
Fact.
So again, if you one of those kids who are really, really good, really, really, really good, and say you got no stars, 1 star, 2, whatever the case may be, even a 3, right? Like don't wait around trying to get a big offer just to say you went to Georgia, just to say you went to Alabama. Did you play? Like you was on the team, did you play? And then you transferred anyway. And you got stuck because you ain't played football in 3 years. So now
and who remembers that?
Exactly.
Here's the thing that I look at right now. What you're gonna start to notice is let's watch and see how many players Georgia starts to take and Alabama starts to take in the high school recruiting classes. Because remember, they taking 25, 30 kids. Are you gonna continue to take 25, 30 kids in the high school rankings? Or are you gonna hit the portal? Right? Because as you're seeing this wave of you're getting these big recruiting classes, but half of these players or less are actually playing. And the rest are transferring. So let's watch to see how everything gonna translate from that standpoint.
So I got this question for you guys. With all this, right? So with the cutting down with the players on the team, with that's going throughout that's for all levels, right? Like Division 1 and FCS included and all of that.
Yeah, everybody's getting more scholarships, but everybody's gotta have lesser players. So whatever it was for D1AA, they get more scholarship. they're happy about getting the more scholarships, but it'll be lesser guys on their team.
It,
So
it,
whatever
it
that
affects it affects all programs. So it affects basketball, football, baseball. It affects everything across the board because they're going to revenue share. I want to say it's next season. It goes into revenue share. So they're trying to get the number to 105 because of the revenue sharing piece, right? How can you say you're gonna give a kid some money that ain't on scholarship because of the revenue piece? So what the NCAA is trying to rebuttal is that if we go to revenue sharing, we're not finna pay for a player that's not on scholarship. We're not giving you extra revenue for a player that's not on scholarship. So now you have to put everybody on scholarship. So whatever your university make or however we want to deviate from the TV contract or anything that's going to these kids, they gotta be on scholarship. They're not on scholarship, they're getting no money. So that's the reason why all this is transpiring right now.
Okay, I got you. So like with that, right? So like to me, when I hear that, I just feel like right, there's gonna be a lot of players that's gonna be left with nowhere to go, right? And with the way everything's going with
Oh,
revenue
no
sharing and
doubt,
all like
no
and
doubt.
right, and with revenue sharing and all of that, so like it's to me kind of seem like college is going towards the model of the NFL.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
basically
just
what it is.
So I just feel like the NCAA should do something where it's like I don't know if you call it exactly a practice squad, where you have extra like when you got the 105 and then maybe you got an extra 10, 15 spot for guys you know that's not probably not even gonna play, but that you could develop. Maybe that could like project guys, like
But that,
one,
that's
two,
that's
3 years
called
down the
lower
line.
level. That's called lower level. You go
Well, I
you
mean, yeah, you
you
gotta
play
go
at
to
a
the lower
lower
level.
level and you transfer up if it works out that way.
And the reason
Yeah,
why,
Well, hey,
and,
but here's the thing, fellas. Here's the thing that they're saying gonna happen. That they saying some of these big schools still gonna try the NCAA and say, bump y'all, we gonna keep 115 to 120 kids, and y'all just gonna have to sue us. Cause
but
like you're saying, the biggest thing is the atrocity on the kids' bodies. Those 10 to 15 kids that you're not being able to walk on, they are normally your practice squad kids. They're your kids that you know what I'm saying? They know their job. Their job is they practice squad kids, they scout team kids, and you don't want to have to use them. But what the NCAA is saying is, let's count it. You got 22 starters, right, on offense and defense.
mm-hmm,
Okay, so that's
that's
44.
your first team.
That's your first team. Your second team, you got 22. So you got a first and second team, right?
Yeah, 44.
No, I'm talking about you got a first and second team on offense. That's 44, and the first and second team on defense. That's 44.
Yeah,
so that's
Right?
that's
88. So
44.
that's 88.
So we had
That's
88.
88.
So we had 88.
Yeah.
So we had 88.
Now
The
actually we have
rest. So
44.
the rest of the rest of those kids. The rest of those kids in that 105. Those your special team. Them your kickers and your punters. Let's say that's about 6 or 7 of them. Your kickers and your punters and your long snapper. Right? And
But
then the biggest thing is now what you're gonna try to see, what you're gonna find, and this is what I figured out the other day is a lot of coaches gonna try to find two-way football players. You're gonna have to find you one or two-way football players. It ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it with this 105. You're gonna have to find you one or two guys that can do both. Because when you get
And
to the
all
third team, is the numbers get slim, and now you asking your second team guys, they gonna be your
third and fourth
scout
string gonna be
team.
third and fourth string gonna be your
We
scout
ain't gonna
team.
get to no fourth. We ain't gonna be able to get the fourth string, Rob. Not with 105.
Listen. Your first one, two. It's only gonna go to four strings. That's 88 kids right there. So from 88 to 105 is your special team. So you're only gonna get four strings of
Bro,
depth.
where you get 88? Where you get 88 with the that ain't no fourth string. That's 88 is your
Just
first and second team on offense and defense.
listen.
nah, that's 44, coach.
Listen. Just do the math, right? So it's 11 on offense, 11 on defense. It's 22. That's your first team. You add another 22. That's your second team. Another 22 is your third team, and your fourth team is another 22. That's 88.
Right. Okay, yeah. That's my fault. You're right.
Yeah. You're only gonna get four. What the NCAA basically telling you is you can only go 4 deep at each position, right? And so now you're gonna have to pick and choose where you're gonna go thin at on each position. So if you a team that plays a lot of man coverage, or you gonna go more heavy in the defensive room, which that means you're gonna have to go light at linebacker, you're gonna have to go light on the defensive line. Like some you're gonna have to give, right? And so when you talk about going 4 deep, now for majority of these teams where they got the most depth at, if for like the Georgias, the Alabamas of the world, the Ohio States, is offensive defensive line. Well, now you just thinning that room out because now you can't go 5 or 6 deep on that.
Mm-hmm.
So, listen.
Now also start to eliminate some
Hold on,
positions too.
Keep her where she's at. We are good. Keep her where she's at. But back to I digress.
Yeah, no.
I digress. I digress.
Coach say we good over here.
we are good. We don't want no parts of that SCU. I promise you. But hey, listen, if you're watching on Instagram Live right now, the stream's only gonna be for another 9 minutes. So come on over to YouTube and come get in the chat with us. So I'm letting you know right now, the stream is gonna automatically end in 9 minutes if you're on Instagram Live right now. So come pop over to YouTube, come hang out with us. Any CU players, man, we appreciate y'all for the season that y'all gave us. And we know y'all finna do something special in this bowl game, but we appreciate y'all if you tune in on Instagram Live right now and you're a player, man. We appreciate y'all. We just want to let y'all know that for sure. But back to what we was talking about before J-Dot threw me off with all that nonsense.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead,
tell J-Dot we gonna kick him out with that nonsense. You know we don't got time for that, boy.
Yeah,
we don't got time for that, boy. You see what she did? You see that man going to Florida State? You see what happened? Come on, man. Don't try to act like y'all didn't see what happened. But y'all see Florida State say Norvell say he's going to get him some ball coaches because he got to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But Norvell, he said he wouldn't revamp. I'm gonna take this head coach from UCF, and I'm gonna snatch the defensive coordinator / defensive line coach from Nebraska, and I'm gonna bring them here to Florida State because you got to do something. You got to do something.
Wait, hold on. He got the defensive coordinator from Nebraska.
Yes.
Yeah.
Florida State got the. Yep. Tony White.
Yeah, what?
It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
That's a good hire. I ain't gonna lie.
Just listen to this though, right? You got to do something because Florida's on fire right now. They flipping everything. I don't
Everybody.
care. And so the whole state of Florida coming to Florida, boy, they flipping everything, and that's Coach Dre territory. I'm gonna let Coach Dre because he in Gainesville, so I'm gonna let him talk about that. But them boys down there, they hot.
You know, but this is what I want people to understand. It's Lagway. Lagway is the reason for all of this. People wanted Billy to be fired. But Lagway straight up told the boosters, he told anybody that would listen, he said in the Gainesville Sun in the paper that if they get rid of Billy, I'm hitting the transfer portal. I'm not playing for no other coach. So once DJ Lagway said that, and everybody saw what DJ Lagway is, the boosters and everybody got behind Billy. And I told people Florida got the money. The money ain't never the issue. It was just they wasn't going to give Billy no money to go get no players because they didn't want Billy to be there. So once Lagway said what he said, the pocketbook started opening. They started getting kids to commit in Florida. Like I say, Florida State, they done fell on hard times. I think they done took about 5 or 6 kids from Florida State. But the biggest thing is what people don't know is a lot of these kids, they played on the same 7-on-7 team in these skill positions. The quarterback that decommitted from Florida State, and if these boys flip Mr. French come Wednesday, people are gonna be real upset with the University of Florida. But this is a lot of Lagway backing his head coach and putting his head coach in a good spot to where the boosters and everybody is willing to back Billy Napier because DJ Lagway, they want DJ to stay. They didn't want DJ to hit the portal because he straight out. I mean, he came out and said it in the paper. He's a reporter asked him. He straight up said, he said, if Billy Napier is not the coach at the University of Florida, I will not be here next year. So, I mean, that's just how it go, guys. I think now we got the greatest recruiting staff in the country, but any school's biggest recruiting tool is the kids.
Yeah.
Are the kids.
Thanks.
We got Smitty because of one kid. His name's Juju. You look at everywhere where he was committed, it was because that's where Juju was probably going. As soon as Juju, it's because of the kids, the relationship they got with one another. We got these IMG kids because they love each other. They've been playing with each other for 4 years. They've been together, and they already have the college experience. So to get all of these guys that we got from IMG last week is a big catch because these guys are already comfortable with each other. I think that's what's going to make our offensive line a lot better next year is because we have guys that's comfortable with each other. You talking about an IMG guy that's going to be at left tackle. You got an IMG guy going to be at right tackle. An IMG guy going to be at center. And just maybe if Wednesday go like we hope it go, IMG guy at guard. And it's just big. That'll be big for the University of Colorado and what we're doing. But the kids are the biggest recruiters. Kids want to play with other big name kids. Go ahead.
No, I was finna say I could tell you one program in the state of Florida that's going the wrong way. Hey, Miami, y'all boys in trouble. Y'all boys in trouble.
How did they fumble that? I mean, they had the ACC in the palm of their hands. They fumbled it. I'm sorry, Coach Dre. They fumbled it.
They didn't fumble it. It's just, bro, like I keep telling y'all, money don't buy you the best football team. It just Cam Ward did everything he was supposed to do. You can't say that Cam Ward didn't deliver on what he was supposed to do. It's just
exactly, Coach.
But again, what y'all thought other teams were just gonna lay down?
Not that. No, I'm not saying that at all. But you look at you look at the players Miami got in the portal on offense and defense. You like to me, like the way the reason why I say they fumble it is because of the coaching. Like if they had good coaching, I think they're in the ACC championship game next weekend.
Hey, listen, hold on, if you have not seen Gibson, you might want to go watch because he got 30+ touchdowns on the season as a wide receiver.
Oh, he a dog.
And it ain't just from wide receiver. He got it in a multitude of ways. So yeah, he is up for Player of the Year. But go ahead.
Go ahead, Coach.
I think Coach Jay was talking. Go ahead. Sorry. But yeah, go ahead, Coach Jay.
No. Like I say, I'm just saying it just come down to money don't buy you championships. You got to get these young men to come in here and believe in your program. Just because they're coming in here, you got to get that thing to jail. And that's the biggest thing that why you got to give Coach come in here and believe.
You cut out for a second, Coach.
He was saying you gotta get kids to believe when you talk about the money aspect of the things of what's going on. The money is one part, but to get the kids to believe and play for each other is a whole nother different situation. And so when you look at these programs, a lot of these programs are paying for players, but they can't get these players to buy in because some of these players are making more than their position coach is making. And you spend majority of your time with the position coach more than you spend with the head coach. That's what a lot of people don't be realizing. The head coach doesn't develop the kids. It's the position coach that develop the kids because that's who they're around. And so when you start looking at it from those situations, when you start to understand and start peeling back the layers into college football and how things work, this is the reason why a lot of kids our parents doesn't make the right decision on putting their kid in the right situation because a college coach, a head coach can sell you to wherever they want to sell you to. but they're not the ones that's going to develop your kid. It's going to be the position coach. And so what has a position coach done to prove to you that he's worth your kid going there? That's what you're going to get into, right? And so when people look at the University of Colorado, it's like, well, you got college. So we can just go down, right? You got your safeties coach, right? Who's our defensive coordinator? Robert Livingston. What else we're talking about, right? Then you go to our corners coach. We got it. Who played 10 years in NFL. What are we talking about? Then you go to our linebackers. We got Coach Hart, Coach Hilo. Come on now. What are we talking about? Then you go to our D-line. We got, the three-headed monster down there with Dancy, Sapp, D. Lewis. Two of them played in the league. What are we talking about, right? Then you go to offensive line. Phil Longhouse played the offensive line in the NFL. So when you start looking at those various things, you have to start looking at yourself and be like, all right, can my kid, if my goal is to make it to the NFL, are we putting ourselves in a situation to win, right? And yes, you hit it right there in the head. Miami did have the easiest schedule to make it, and they took two teams off to help them make it. But it goes to show you when you go out here and you just spin, but you don't have the coaching and the right necessary pieces around them to bring everybody together. These are the type of things that happen. So yeah, you can go out there, or you could be like Ohio State and spend $20 million on your roster, and possibly not even make the playoffs. But we can get into that too. So I
And
don't want to
still
speak on
lose to
Miami because
Michigan.
we could definitely talk about Ohio State and the 20+ million that they spent in the offseason to look like this offense of what they looking like. It's kind of, it beholds me. But it
I
just goes to
speaking of
show you, what it's going to show you is now that the roster size is at 105, coaches have to develop players. You can't live off talent no more because the talent level across the board is going to even out. Who can develop kids to get to the next level? That's how you're going to get kids to your program moving forward. It ain't going to be just the money.
Damn, you still there, bro?
Yes, sir.
yeah, and
Hey,
also
bro,
what I
this
think
gonna make
No,
too.
such a
go ahead, Dave. Go ahead,
conversation,
Dave,
bro.
because you haven't talked. Go ahead, Dave.
I mean, I didn't necessarily have much to say on that, but I mean, as a half FSU fan, speaking in regards to what they're doing and the coach they bringing in, I do appreciate that because I couldn't even watch them this season, man. It was bad. Once we got DJU, I kind of knew the season was over. But we rolling with Colorado, so it didn't really matter. But I do like the moves that they making as far as who we bringing in and coaching. But they have to do something, man, because like Coach Dre said, man, Florida they looked, going into the season, we all assumed they wasn't gonna win more than 2-3 games looking at that schedule they had, and it was kind of a foregone conclusion.
I've been having these humble pie all year long. This cat's been calling me, Coach, you got on your show and said they was gonna win 2 or 3 games. I
Now,
said,
when you
listen,
looked at the schedule,
listen. I said, but I go back and tell them. I said, go back and say, I said, if y'all start Mertz, because everybody in Gainesville was like, oh, Mertz gonna be the guy. I said, if y'all start Lagway, it's a better chance. And
hmm
Lagway is the reason they're winning. But yeah, go ahead, bro.
hmm nah, but they look good, man. For that coach for they end of the season 7-5, nobody saw that coming. So, even if they would have assumed, if they would have thought to get rid of him, it wouldn't have been a good look for him to do what he did down there. And like Edison said, I mean, Miami, I see why I think we could all say they kind of fumbled it, but at the same time, I don't think anybody's surprised either that they lost a game or two.
I'm not
It's not
shocked.
shocking.
They could, cause
They
I
shouldn't
think they should have
have,
lost more.
but
They should have lost. They should
mm-hmm,
have lost 4. But
mm-hmm,
I'm not shocked. I think people think it's simple because because you get athletes don't mean it's gonna jail, that it's gonna work. Like that's what I be trying to get people to understand is just because I go out and spend a whole bunch of money, it's like you tell your kids, hey, you want all this designer clothes for what? I tell my kids that all the time. Y'all want this designer this and designer that for what? Y'all don't even really wear it. Y'all go to school, you put on Crocs, flip flops, and t-shirts, Wait, son,
Yeah.
let's go sit up in your closet. What is you buying these clothes for? So it's like you spending all this money, and I just don't know. I think your boy a good coach, but I just think they need to get some new. It's too many Miami guys that want to coach for Miami not to put one of those guys at the lead of their program. I'm just being
Yeah.
frank. I know Ray Lewis want to be a head coach.
Outside of the
You know,
quarterback position,
go ahead, Dale.
I think
I was gonna
the
say
biggest.
outside of the quarterback position, you can't say that like Miami was just far above everybody else in the ACC. Like we know they went and upgraded at quarterback, but that don't necessarily mean every other position. Like their defense was it was bad. So
I mean,
it
their
happens
D line
sometimes.
was good. It's just their secondary was atrocious. They had a good defensive line. It's just their secondary was just atrocious.
But here's the thing, Edison. If the D line was that good, that means you're getting pressure on the quarterback. That means you're making things happen in the backfield, so your secondary wouldn't even matter. You
Mm-hmm.
can't
Nah,
just blame it on the back end because the back end works the same way as the front end. And if the front end ain't
yeah,
putting
but
up pressure or
Rob
applying
though,
pressure, it don't matter.
Rob though. But if everybody getting open, you ain't gonna have time to rush the pass if the quarterback getting the ball out.
And over time, you can see a quarterback was back there better to call their mama, their grandma, the auntie up. Hey man, what we cooking tonight? And still make a throw. So you
Yeah,
at some point, the D line got to show up in big time plays, and that's the part that you learned, right? Is that you could say you could blame it on the secondary all day long, but at some point, it's got to click for all phases, right?
nah, for sure.
That's the truth of the matter. And you got to a point where people started to run the ball on you. So was it a secondary problem?
Nah,
Because
you
I'm
right
watching
about that.
me and Dre on the phone, we watching this. I'm like, bro, this boy run all over them. So you can't keep saying the secondary, and then y'all getting the ball ran down your throat.
I mean, you look at the Syracuse game, man. Kyle McCord was throwing a party out there.
Man, listen. But so
Like,
here's the
right?
question.
Like,
Yeah. No, if Shador and Travis will play in the ball game because of Prime, but if you were Cam Ward and don't make the playoffs, does he play in the bowl? That's a great question.
Man, I just read that. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I mean, I think we all know there's different reasons why you think Shador and Travis will play in the bowl game. But man, if you can Ward, now he hasn't won a bowl game either, right? So he may feel like, you know what, I
Well, he
came
hasn't been to
back.
a bowl.
We'll see. Okay, that too, right? You haven't been to a bowl,
Washington,
you haven't won one.
Washington
So
State didn't win 6 last year.
no, they were bad.
5-7.
They were bad. So if you him, maybe you have a goal to say, hey, I haven't been to a bowl game. This is my first opportunity to get to a bowl. I'm gonna play in it because I want to win one. Or you might say, hey, I want to lead the I want to lead the nation in touchdown passes. Right now, I think he's one ahead of Shador. They count the bowl games. So you might say, hey, I want to be when I go out, I want to say I led the nation in touchdown passes. Or if he has a great game, he can maybe pass Kyle McCord with yards. So he could look at it that way. Like he might have some individual stats that he wants to look at. Or he could just say, you know what? My stats is solidified. My spot is solidified. What I'm playing for, right? So I think it just all depends.
The only thing the only dependent factor in this whole situation with Cam Ward is who are you playing? That's it.
Facts.
If
But
you're
honestly,
not playing, just think about this like this, right? If you're Miami, you don't make the playoffs. If you're not playing against Colorado, why are you playing for?
That's
I
true
mean,
too. That's true too.
I think he's gonna play though because the reason why I think he's gonna play is because of like the competition between him and Shador. Even if they don't play CU, I think he's gonna want to have a better year than Shador in terms of like stats. So, and to me, Cam is a competitor. I feel like
Well,
he's gonna play.
stat wise, he's already beaten Shador right now, stat wise. So that ain't going. That's
Yeah,
not
I think
going.
the only
Yeah, but if he don't play, Shador's playing. Shador's gonna pass him. Shador not that far behind him in touchdown passes. Shador might be number one in touchdown passes actually.
No,
So,
it's Cam.
Yeah, Cam is up by one.
so
But he's
like,
up in yards. So he's up right now, like Rob said, and everything. But if he didn't play, he probably
and
wouldn't.
Shador gonna pass him.
All right, so listen, let's because we digress. Let's move forward, right? To get back to Colorado. I love this type of talk, be able to talk open about other things, but let's get back to Colorado for this last segment right quick. What are you guys looking most for Colorado to hit in the transfer portal and why?
Man, I was just talking about this yesterday. Uh, I got three positions: wide receiver, corner or DB specifically, and linebackers. I say wide receivers because we losing our top four, right? We losing Trav, Jimmy, Will, Lejante. We know production wise, we know what we got in Omarion. We know what we got in Draylon. After that, we don't necessarily we have after that the guys that we have, we like the guys, right? Like we think they can produce. I'm saying we got some, decent size, all that C5 and Timmons and Jordan, different kind of guys. But as far as production, like actually on the field, we seen it. Marion and Draylon, the only guys we got. So in the room would be kind of young. So I think we got to go out and get. I know we'll do it, but at least one certified guy that we know for a fact, like he's done it before. Same thing with DB. I know we got Colton and DJ. Those are the two number ones. After that, we got a lot of young guys, right? Haven't seen it yet. But again, that's what development comes into, right? Like if people been developing in the back end, then, hopefully they can step up. But if I'm just looking at like spots that I want somebody that's solidified that we've seen before, it's definitely wide receiver, corner, just secondary in general. And then linebackers, we losing the top linebacker. We're losing Nakai, we're losing Bentley, losing even B Gan, right? B Gan was getting in there getting some burn in the last play. So we got Jalen Wester. We like Jalen. And then after that, we got a bunch of young guys. We got, JB should be coming back. But it's a young group. So I think we got to go out there and get one or two certified, legitimate linebackers. But that's not to say that the guys that we haven't been developing and can't develop. And then next year, they come in and shine. But those would be the three spots where I think just because we'll be young in those spots and looking at just guys who haven't had a lot of in-game experience.
So I'm gonna say this before Edison goes and Coach Dre go. We will be having a Wednesday early Sunday day show. So y'all tune in with us. So I'm not sure exactly what time we're gonna do it, just based upon I'm waiting on some times to come out for some players that's gonna commit. So when I know the times, we're probably gonna stay at our normal time, but just make it a little bit longer for everybody. But we definitely gonna have a Wednesday early Sunday day show at our normal time for sure. And then if anything happens after our normal time, we might come back on that day. So I'm just gonna give y'all a heads up right now. So don't nobody, y'all just bear with us. So we definitely gonna have a Wednesday show for sure. But go ahead, Edison, and then kick it to Coach Dre.
For me, the first one for me is gonna be the defensive line because we're losing a lot of productions. Like in terms of Chidoze is a senior, he's leaving. We're losing Shane Cokes. We're losing Dayon Hayes, DJ Green, and that's damn near the whole defensive line. I know we have. I think Amari's coming back, and then Quan Barnes is coming back. After that,
Nah, go write down the list of them guys coming back. That it's about that can come back at least. It's about 10, 11 dudes on that D line. That's actually
but
I'm
in
telling
terms
you
of
this right
like,
now. Let me just tell y'all this right now. We are going to upgrade every single room and every position. So what we might have coming back, you might see one or two players leaving to upgrade.
for sure.
So,
No, but I just mean if we just looked at it, like who potentially could be coming back, you're looking at like you already said. You said Barnes, McNeil, Tyreek Thomas, Sammy O, Taj McCoy, Keaton Wade, Wiggins. Shoot,
Right.
it just
I think
But
we.
most of
I think we
but
Baron
need.
most of
Davis
those guys,
Swain.
but most of those guys are edges though. But like with Wiggins, we don't.
I think we
He
need
didn't play
tackle.
this year. Yeah, we didn't D tackles. Wiggins didn't play this year, so we don't really know what he has. Tofik Thomas played some, but we're gonna at least bring some competition for him. But like to get like the because the work we did, like because right, we're losing Shidoze, we're not gonna have Shidoze. We might have to get a couple players to do what Shidoze did. Like you know what I mean? So with that, and then the second one for me after that is safety. Because with Cam and Shiloh leaving, I think we need to bring at least one safety to bring competition with Savion and Carter. And the last one for me, I was gonna choose wide receiver, but since Dev already chose that, I'll pivot to offensive line.
I'm gonna
Mostly,
I'm gonna tell you one guy
mostly.
I sleep on in his DB room, and that's RJ Johnson. Just wait when he get his opportunity. Don't sleep on RJ
But
Johnson.
I saw him
People
playing
keep
corner though
people keep
when he
people
came
keep
in.
saying his name. They keep mentioning him. They keep
Like
mentioning him.
the sleeper for me is Isaiah Hodge in the slot. I think he might like down the slot. I have faith in Hodge. And I might be the only one that's saying that, but I have faith in Assad was seen too in the wide receiver room. I think Assad might break out next year.
I think he might break out to the portal.
It's Mr. Hillman, that's everybody, right? The skill positions, as far as DB, wide receivers, those two positions, we safety, corner, right, and wide receivers. Those are positions that we don't even worry about. I think and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna keep this straight to Coach Ray. I think the positions that we truly go upgrade, right? I think we go out and get another running back. We're gonna upgrade this offense, and we're gonna upgrade our defensive line. And we're gonna go get two linebackers. I know everybody like we young, but I think we'll be fine at the linebacker position with the talent that we have in that linebacker room. It's just about them letting them get on the field and play and go ball out. But I think we're gonna be straight. But what we really gonna be focused on is upgrading the offense and the defensive line, and going to go get a big time tight end.
Oh yeah, we're definitely in the tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe two, because I don't think those two freshmen there. I don't think they're ready. We might need one or two tight ends.
We don't need two. We just need one big time tight end. That's it. We got two young bucks that's coming in as recruits that's 6'5", 6'6". We just need one certified tight end that's done it in college. They can come in here and show the way. That's it. We don't need nothing else outside. We don't need two. We don't need to overkill that room because we only got 105 roster spots. So we don't need to overkill that room. We just
True.
need one more tight end that can legit go out there and make some plays. We got a tight end that can run a 4.6, 4.5. That 6'7" that can stretch the field. We just need one that can show him the ropes and produce. That's it.
Chill out. Chill out, bro. Hold on.
That's it.
Wait.
Sam Hart. Now
Yeah.
Sam Hart is coming back because he was hurt. I mean, he was out for the season. He is coming out, but it, I'm just telling you, we don't need too much in that tight end room as we think. Rob, what Dylan gonna do with the rumors of Avery going to FSU?
Avery Johnson going to FSU?
That's the rumor. Kansas State just
Nah.
Kansas State just lost their best receiver.
That's a fact.
So watch out there. Y'all think Dylan gonna transfer out, or y'all think he's staying?
If Dylan is smart, right, he's gonna do exactly like Will Howard did. That's at Ohio State and go get the money. Whatever school that it is. Go ahead, Coach Jay.
Yeah, I mean, I think we need defensive tackles, not necessarily defensive ends. Two seasoned wide receivers, because you don't know if how long the injury is going to be for Marion Miller. And the one thing we know about Prime is he going to make sure that those guys are healthy before he put them out there on the football field. You got Draylon Miller coming back. Cam McHale, Baby T.O. All those guys have had Cam McHale, Baby T.O. They don't have injuries, so they're gonna have to show Coach Prime that they're healthy for Coach Prime to put those guys out there. So I agree with Dale. We got to go get one or two seasoned wide receivers. We got to go get two linebackers. Even though I think that the kid that's coming in from Buford, I think he's a plug and play guy. I just believe in that guy. They play Juju them this week in the state semifinals. So that's gonna be a good game. And maybe one, like you say, one tight end that has playing time and that can block and also maybe be an H back when we go to 12 personnel. So anything else would be just a caveat for me, just be a plus. If we get another running back, I think if we go get another running back, that means somebody's not gonna stay. I'm just being honest with y'all that I just don't think somebody's not going to stay. And that's another thing, guys. Hey, when these guys, if it's guys that we like or whoever on this football side hit the portal, man, let's not bash these kids. Again, they're kids. They're making the best decision they think they're making for them. And I guarantee you, Coach Prime, they've talked to Coach Prime. They've talked to their position coach, and they're doing whatever they feel is best for them. So let's just not bash kids for not coming back. But linebacker, defensive tackle, always could use offensive linemen. And then in two seasoned wide receivers. And anything after that, I just think would just be icing on the cake.
Yeah, for sure. Coach Ray hit it right there in the head, man. It's going to be players that's going to lead as fan favorites, and there's going to be some people that's going to come in that's be fan favorites. Don't go out and bash the kid because they leaving. Just know if they leaving, it's a reason why they leaving. Because you got to know we finna upgrade something about why that player leaving. And so you had 24 seniors leaving. And right now you only got 15 players coming in so far when you talk about the high school. So right now that's 9 spots right there of players gonna come in. When you start to upgrade rooms and you start applying pressure to get better talent, the weak-minded people are going to leave, which they didn't want to be there from the get-go. That if you a ball player and you really about competition, you want the team to get better because competition just brings the better out of your game, and it only helps you get better. And especially think about it like this: if you're trying to go to the NFL, you think somebody in the NFL finna give up their job for you? You gonna have to come take this, dog. Cause this is how I feed my family, and that's what college football finna start to show you. It's that some of this stuff is finna show. I mean, I gotta feed my family. I gotta put me in the best position to get a look, to get opportunity, to get exposure. So you're going to see some players leave that you might not expect leave, but just know the recruiting team that we got, they're gonna go upgrade some stuff. And if it all pans out the way the way they want it, we gonna have a hell of a team next year. Offensively, we gonna look a lot better than what we did this year. We gonna run a different offense. Defensively, we gonna play more aggressive. So just be patient in this process. It's a lot of things that's gonna transpire this offseason that's gonna be unnormal. There's gonna be a lot of coaches that's leaving and from other teams in certain situations at crazy times. There's going to open transfer portal windows open. There's going to do stuff that's going to allow players to come to the University of Colorado. What I'm telling y'all is, man, be patient. If your favorite player leaves, don't go out and just go to straight bash and stuff because there's a situation that's probably happened and they're letting this player know, hey, listen, this player is coming. Whether you like it or don't like it, this player is coming. It's up to you what you want to hit. But I don't think we're going to have a situation like last season where we lose or a lot of people hit the portal because we're already under the number where we're supposed to be at of 105 anyway because we were already forward thinking. So we shouldn't lose amount of players. So you're going to lose probably 1 or 2 players in each room of players that didn't play or feel like they should have been playing or they was complaining and, their time has been served. But, man, salute them to whoever makes the announcement. Respect the decision that they make and just understand that we're going to go upgrade whatever we lost. That's just that simple. To answer this question, do you know what Juju injury is? It was a hand injury. What he had. He was in a soft cast. Nothing has came out saying that he won't play this weekend or anything like that. So I'm pretty sure if it was something super, super major, you would see somebody would have said something. It'd have been blown up across the world. So as of right now, he's still playing this weekend. He is playing another CU commitment, Buford, that's a linebacker. So it's gonna be a great game. I'm thinking about we might do a watch party on that on Friday, but it'll be a members only watch party. So if you're a member of the channel, if you want to join the member, the link is already pinned up to the top. You just click that link and join. It doesn't matter which membership that you get. If you're a member, you'll be able to watch it. So we're probably gonna end up doing a members only watch party for that game. So y'all stay tuned for what we got because it's gonna be a big week for Colorado for sure. So go ahead, Edison.
Now, one thing I was gonna say, like with the way Coach Prime is doing things, like he was so forward thinking because one thing with colleges, especially with the way with rosters going down to 105, you're gonna need somebody that's gonna need to act like a general manager that knows football that could because with everything that's going on, coach is gonna be focusing on other things, especially with the way we're gonna be. We either gonna like going forward, we either gonna be competing for playoffs or might be playing in a high ranking bowl game. So coach is gonna be busy doing a lot. So if I think if you don't have a good general manager slash recruiting coordinator, a lot of teams and colleges gonna suffer for that.
I can tell you right now, the portal is jumping right now. It is jumping, boy.
Somebody big just enter.
Woo, boy, hey, listen, it's jumping. Yes, the Discord membership does count. So the Discord membership is the highest membership. That gives you discount on all the RobDaManMedia merch. We're gonna be dropping some new heat on the merch line coming soon. We actually got a sponsor that's gonna be. We can't talk about that because everything ain't signed and or delivered yet on that part. But we got something coming for the new merch line we're gonna be dropping and some things that we're gonna be doing forward. It does come with the link to our Discord. It also allows you the ability to watch any member only videos that we're gonna be dropping in the future, or any member only watch parties, anything that we do special. So the highest membership does come with more perks to it. And we do have one if you just want to donate to the channel, we got one for that. And then we have one that you have for if you just want to chat only. So we do got some different memberships that we rolling out. But come January 1st, majority of the chats that we go live is going to be members only moving forward. Just because we are revamping RobDaManMedia and how we doing things, and we're going to bring more things to the table than what y'all see right now. So y'all just stay tuned. Hey, Rev, they didn't listen. Hey, it's what it is. I'm telling you guys, I am tickled because I remember last year when I remember last year doing the portal. Rob could not tell us who was coming, but them folks were shocked. Hey, listen, I always say this: Coach Prime always has something up his sleeve for early signing day. You don't know what that person is or who that person is, but he always got something up his sleeve. So I promise you, you may not know who the person is and things like that, but Prime got something up his sleeve. With all the coaches that's being fired right now, that's what makes everything so much interesting because all the firing and hiring that's going on right now is going to make kids move. It's going to make kids leave situations. But what it's also doing is any coach that's getting fired today or get fired yesterday, the universities have to hire faster than they used to have to hire because of the movement of players, because of the transfer portal, because of early signing day. The decisions will have to be made faster now at a faster rate. So there's going to be a lot of decisions that's going to be made this week of movement throughout college football, and some of it ain't gonna make sense to you. I promise you, some of it's not gonna make sense. So like, why this player leaving? Why this player doing this? Why this situation happened and that situation happened? But it all makes sense in the end when you see why, and it's all because of the roster size changing and coaches moving. That's really what it's gonna come down to. Just that
All right,
simple.
I got a question. Like what you just said, like with Coach Prime always having a surprise for signing day. All right. What recruit would you like it to be from the 2025 class in terms of the surprise recruit that commits on
I mean,
signing day?
honestly, I'm good with what we got right now. Even with what we got coming in, I'm good. I don't really. There's not one person that I'm really like, oh man, we. I wish we would have did more to go get them because I feel very confident where we stand at, where we sit at for the players that's coming in.
For me, it's a dream. And it's probably like 99% chance it might not happen. But if it could, I want Devin Sanchez, man. The
Ryan
one
Day
that's
has to
coming
get
into
fired.
Ohio State.
Ryan Day has to get fired.
Yeah, that's the only way. That's why I'm saying it's a 99% chance it might not happen because there's no way they find Ryan Day before the season's over. So that's my dream one right there.
All right, so listen, it can happen just as simple. More chaos can happen after Saturday's conference game. After Saturday's conference championship games, a lot of things can go. It can really get real interesting.
Damn, Jada, you can't let me dream, bro.
I mean, I already know it's a no. I know that's a long. So much things got to transpire for that to happen. So, nah. But yeah, man, we got a lot of things moving in the right direction for the bus, man. I think a lot of people underestimate this team this year. And now that you've seen that it can't happen, and now you've seen that more opportunity is there because now Travis ain't there, Shador ain't there, and there's more opportunity to step in and play at the University of Colorado. You're gonna see some big time names really look strongly hard at Colorado. You're gonna see some big time names come and visit the University of Colorado. I'm not gonna say everybody's gonna visit because everybody's not meant to play at CU. I'm just being honest. Just because they're a
Facts.
big name does not mean
Please say that again, Rob. Please say
just
that
because
again.
they're a big name, that does not mean they are meant to play at the University of Colorado. I'm being honest. It just does not make sense. So, one, you gotta be smart, fast, tough, disciplined with character. We gotta just start there.
The last two is the most important, in my opinion.
So once we get to check that off, right? Because the biggest piece is you can't just bring any kid to the situation right now based upon what we already have. You don't need somebody that's gonna come in and disrupt the locker room. You need people that's gonna add to the locker room. When you look at
Exactly.
this is the biggest piece that I'm gonna miss out of the senior class. The character what the senior class brought to the university is the part we gonna miss the most out of everything. Is because now who becomes a leader in each one of these rooms that the seniors are leaving in?
But the one thing I'll say to that though, with the culture that we built, I think with the way, especially with the way the senior guys were, I think we got some guys in waiting that's gonna step up in the leadership. Because
Okay.
right, you
Yeah. So
you
to my thing, right, and this goes to Deb, goes to Coach Joy. What do you think the biggest piece that we gonna miss from the senior class moving forward? You can kick it off, Deb, or Coach J. Doesn't matter which one y'all want to kick it off.
It's just the leadership. It's just the leadership. It's just the leadership, the comfort. We watched these young men grow up. Shador, Shiloh, Travis Hunter, Cam, Silman, Craig. Rock will be the only person left from that group.
JB. Yeah.
Him and JB. But him and JB. So it's just the leadership. I think Edison hit it on the head. It's just who gonna lead these rooms. In the receiver room, LaJohntay came in, so we can't say it can't be a guy that comes in because LaJohntay came in and took over the wide receiver room. And Travis and Jimmy didn't have a problem with him coming in and being the leader. I think Amarion is going to be that guy at the beginning, but like I said, you don't know who they're going to bring in. In that running back room, I think Michael's going to be that guy because he has that soft, quiet ability, and I think people follow his lead. Jordan Chief's going to lead the offensive line room for the next 2 years. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. He is the definition of what you're looking for in the CU offensive lineman. The linebackers got to go find somebody to lead their room. I think JB could be the leader, but he going to have to show that
I
he
think
can
the
do
true
that.
freshman gonna lead them.
And in the secondary, in the secondary, it's gonna be Colt Hood and DJ. And at the safety, it's gonna be Stoudemire. I just like the way that kid played. He came in and showed that we can trust him. But he did it last year. He played as a true freshman, guys. If he wouldn't have got hurt, he'd have been that guy as a freshman. So that's the biggest thing we're gonna miss from this senior class is the leadership and the comfortability that we got with those guys. So we just got to get comfortable with new guys that we have on the team. Now that's the only thing that I think that we're losing.
Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, I agree. As far as just team wise, I think it's because most of those guys, this was the second year, right, with Prime, and the majority of the guys, I won't say majority, but the ones that we look to, they've been with them, right? So that's coming from Jackson State, some from high school, they've been with them. So even in the first year, last year, right, like people could look to those guys to kind of figure out, like, hey, what should we do around coach, or what type of guy is coach? Like, what is he gonna go for? What is he not gonna go for? Some of them guys didn't buy in, so you see they was gone. And then this year you brought in more guys, like you were saying before. They was vetted better. Like, right, the team knew exactly what they needed. They knew what type of character guys they needed. But even when those guys came in, you still had the original crew that had been with Prime and been there that they could still look to. Like, all right, what should we do? All right, how does this work? But now that those guys are leaving, not to say that we don't have people to step up, but it's just gonna be a little bit different, right? I think even for Prime to know in each room, even on support staff, like he had guys that's been with him. So now he'll still have guys that were there last year that's gonna be there, going into next year, or who came this year that's gonna be there next year that he can look to, but it's just gonna look and feel a little bit different. Even when you say Mata, right? When you talk about Rock, JB, they'll still be there. But when you look around and shoot 10 of them gone, and now it's all right, well, who else is gonna step up? But I'm sure we'll be fine. I think that's all though. It's just the leadership, the familiarity. I think that's all.
Yeah, because you look at everybody who had a leader on the jersey, and everybody that had a D on the jersey, they gone. So the biggest key to next season is who becomes the new leaders and dogs on the team. Offensive wise, I truly believe Jordan Cheaton is going to be the leader on offense. As much as people think it's going to be a position player, I think Jordan Cheaton is going to be the spokesperson for the offense this next season. Because not only everything that he learned, but there's a standard that he's going to hold for this offensive line that I need y'all to follow me now. And when y'all follow me, we going to be a hell of a team because we're going to have some grit. We're going to have some dog in us, and we're going to run the ball next season. So I've just gotten this notion that Jordan Seaton going to be the guy for the offense. Defensive wise, I think it's going to be led by a true freshman, Montrez Walker, who's coming in. That plays for Buford right now. I think he's going to end up becoming a leader on the defense as a Mike linebacker. It ain't going to be easy, but I just truly believe he's going to come in day one ready to work to get right. But those are my two leaders that I did my way too early. I'm going to say this again. My way too early leaders for next year's team is going to be Jordan Seaton and Montrez Walker, a true freshman. Now, I'm going to probably stay on the D line. It's probably going to be Arden Walker because he's been a buff all his life. So it means a little bit more for him playing his last season in the buff. So I'm gonna go with Walker.
You just took my answer.
Yeah. So, but all right, y'all, man, it's been a hell of a show. There was another topic I want to get into before we got up out of here. But I can't think of ask me about Benson. So is Benson coming back or not? I really don't want to answer that question right now. It's a wait and see. Because I want to, before I answer that question, I want to have a blessing, from Mama Benson before I answer that question. And Khalil, because I know something, but I want to have that blessing first from them before I answer that question. So I don't want to. That's the reason why I didn't answer that question. And then I wasn't trying to avoid the question. It's just I didn't want to answer that question because I wanted the blessings from them, to be okay with me saying what it is and what it ain't. So one of the things about me is I won't put no information out about a player, even if I know exactly what's 1000% what's going on, and I was talking to him and I know what the situation is with somebody. I won't go out publicly say something unless they told me to go out and say it. If they tell me to go out and say it and put it out there, then I'll let people know what it is and what it ain't. But I won't publicly put something out there, and that's just integrity piece of just me. I'm not gonna go out there and put out any information without having the blessings of the player or the family to understand what's going on in the situation. So that's the biggest piece with Benson, because I didn't grown close to Mama Benson and Khalil this season that it's not worth it to go out there and put something out there like that. What about Buell and Hayes? Are they coming back? Well, Buell, I'm not sure about. Hayes, he had surgery, so all possibility, it's a strong possibility he does come back. Ray Buell, I'm not for certain just yet if he's coming back or not.
But you think they're gonna give Hayes that red shirt?
I mean, he technically could get the medical red shirt because he had surgery. So it's really
Okay.
on the NCAA on that part because he does qualify for a medical red shirt. Well, whether they give him a medical red shirt from the NCAA, that's a whole different other story.
Yeah, we
But
never know with
because he
them.
had surgery, that changes everything, right?
Hmm.
And he didn't play the rest of the season, so he's been out for a while. So that kind of changes the landscape of everything.
I hope he does come back. Honestly,
And did he actually play more than 4 games before he got
no,
hurt?
he
I
only
think he
played
might
four.
have stopped at 4. So you kind of
Yeah,
have
he
that
only
four
played.
game mark and the medical red shirt. So
Yeah.
hopefully.
So I mean, it's a lot of guys that see you shut down and had them have surgery and things like that. You got Cam Michaels is going to be coming back next year, off of injury, because he was out for the entire season. So there's pieces of people that we didn't even see that could have contributed to this year's team that didn't even play this year. So there's a lot more in store for the Colorado Buffaloes, and that's what I want people to understand is don't get caught up in a situation thinking that, man, we got way more talent than a lot of people think we got that didn't even go out there and step out there on the field. So it's going to be exciting to see. The portal's going to be jumping, as it's already jumping right now. Prime probably doing the bankhead bounce right now, the way the portal jumping right now. So, y'all, y'all just going to be, y'all just be ready, man. Well off shit. I don't know what they got up in store. Recent people got up in store, but they might have something in store to this week for us coverage, for signing day, things like that. But we will have something on Wednesday for signing day. As always, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna get the last words to Edison and Dale before we close this thing out. So, man, y'all go ahead and give y'all last words. We appreciate y'all for coming on today. And we definitely gonna be back Wednesday for sure.
Last words is, man, I hope signing day go well and we make a couple splash in the portal. And I can't wait for next year, man, because I really like the direction we're going in.
Listen, man, it was shout out to everybody. It was a great season. 9-3, something that we all expected that would happen, but a lot of people didn't, right? But just shout out to everybody, shout out to the team. We look forward to signing day come Wednesday. Hopefully it's some, every signing day, Prime got something up his sleeve. So um, just look out for, all the guys that's gonna sign. Shout out to all the guys that we already know is gonna sign and some of the ones that may flip, to see you. And then like we've been talking about all day, like Rob just said, man, next Monday, right? There's, midnight going into Monday, transfer portal. So let's all get ready for that, man.
Appreciate you, bro. All right, y'all, man. Thank y'all for once again for tuning in. Like I said earlier, going into January 1st, 2025, everything on the platform will be changing. We will have a lot of member-based stuff. The chat is gonna be member-based because we want to make sure that we bring y'all better product opportunity where other people are. You know, I've been thinking about this. I really been thinking about this because I know y'all been asking me where certain people are and things like this. I really been thinking about reaching out to certain people to have them come on this platform, and we gonna have a real conversation about how they looked at this season and how things played out. I've been thinking about it, but when this live ends, man, y'all leave a comment. Y'all let me know who y'all want to see appear on the platform to have a conversation with after the season. Now that the season has went through and played out, the regular season has went and played out. Y'all leave a comment of who y'all want to see on the platform come up here. Because I'm open to some people, man. I wanna see some people what they really got to say after the season has ended, and and how they looked at the season going forward from what they said preseason. And it's not gonna be nothing crazy, anything personal, anything like that. We just want to have a conversation to see how solid people are. I've been going back and forth. It's been on my mind. Sorry about that. Yeah, so it's been on my mind to have that conversation with some people, but we'll see when that opportunity comes, man. As always, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. As always, if y'all got any questions, anything that y'all want to get to us, let us know. The link is pinned up there for how the way y'all can join the channel and become a member today. Each membership is something different, so